Well, hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us today. Just so that you remember, I'm Jenny Christner, and this is my partner.
Lisa Fallon.
Awesome. And together we are
Christner Strategies.
Yay. And we realized that in our opener, we did not describe our qualifications or anything, because you might be wondering, what are these two giggly women? Like, what do we have to do? So I will just say that I serve as the senior dean of a school of medicine and school of health professions somewhere in the south of the United States, and actually do have a lot of LCME experience and have helped schools get off probation and have served on the committee and love the LCME. And my partner, Lisa.
I am Lisa Fallon, and I am the retired Director of Accreditation and Compliance in the Northeast, as you can see from my turtleneck. But yes, I am retired. I joined Christner Strategies, and we're having a lot of fun helping schools, and we want to help you guys too.
Absolutely. So today we're going to break down the January 2022 Secretariat call, which was the school from Drexel kind of gave their approach to the self-study. And what I'll just say about that is, for me, the big take home for everybody to understand is that when you look at the LCME documentation, you're getting ready for your self-study, it gives you like an 18-month window. For goodness sake, oh my gosh, 18 months is not enough time for anybody to get ready for their LCME visit. So you need to start, I would say, at least ideally, you've been preparing for 8 years to get ready for your visit. That's really the ideal. Work with us will help you do that. But anyway, but even if not, you have to start before 18 months. I would say at least 2 years, you've got to start real in earnest. That would be my message. That's my little pearl. Lisa, what about you from the visit?
You know what I liked, what Ronnie said in the meeting was, she said that the self-study process was like CQI on steroids.
Yeah.
And that really resonated with me, because I feel like, we're doing CQI always throughout between site visits. So I thought Drexel described their CQI process, and there were a couple things that I was like unsure of, that I don't remember ever seeing like in the DCI. Like, they have a CQI committee. Now, that's not really required by the LCME anywhere. And so I thought, geez, would that lead people to believe you need a CQI committee at their school? And do you need another committee? I don't think so. If you're doing CQI throughout the years and your committees are looking at data, making decisions based on that data, seeing improvement. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. I don't think you need a CQI committee. We actually, the school that I'm at does not have a CQI committee. I will say one thing, because we actually had a recent site visit and we got a lot of questions about that, because I think what they wanted to do is they wanted to make sure it wasn't just like me and one other person kind of managing everything. But we just like you said, we have a true, like, real robust CQI process that every single person they met with could genuinely speak to, so that they believed what we said, because it's true, that it's that we kind of organize it, but it's the responsibility of the various committees and all the different people. I mean, the CQI is spread out probably over, I mean, I'm not kidding, at least 20 or 30 people, right? If you think about all the clerkship directors and everybody. So we don't have a special CQI committee, but it is absolutely part and parcel of everything that we do every single day. And that came across. And so it's fine. So I agree, you don't have to have a CQI committee. Yeah.
I think one of the things that we added a few years back was, on every agenda, we outline what the CQI process is. So every month, if any of the committees are looking at the agenda, they'll know, okay, we're looking at duty hours this month, or, oh, we're looking at diversity data this month at this meeting. And I think by having it on the agendas, I think it really helps people know, yeah, I'm doing CQI, and we'll be able to speak to it at the site visit.
And you mean agendas for your curriculum committee, right?
For our curriculum committee, our phase committees, our dean's committees, our diversity committee, all the committees,
right,
they have CQI, yes.
So I actually think that's another really important point, is, again, the LCME likes to see documentation. So you can be doing a fantastic job, but if you don't have it documented anywhere, it doesn't really matter. So I really like that, because if you can, you're going to have to provide, minutes or agendas as supporting documentation. And so if they can clearly see, like, it's for real, our diversity committee, we'll have 3.3 right on there, and we're talking about issues in 3.3, that really hits it home. And so I think that's a great idea, to embed the LCME elements wherever you can in agendas and minutes.
Yeah. Another thing about CQI is I see now that schools are talking about different software programs that they're using and stuff. I mean, we have a really robust, and if anyone knows me, they know I love Excel. But we have a really good Excel spreadsheet. You don't have to invest a lot of money. There's programs out there that you can spend $10,000 a year on, but if you have a good Excel spreadsheet that meets all the LCME requirements, and it has filtering, so you can give specific committees, their section of the document. I think that works just as fine. I don't know. What do you think about that?
So we also use an Excel document. So I will have a confession in that we're gonna, my director of accreditation has organized a meeting to meet with somebody who has a product, because just interested to see, but we have been using an Excel spreadsheet and it works fantastic. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
I will look forward to maybe in a future meeting for us to talk about that, to see what the pros and cons are of that, because if there's something, I can't be objective maybe because ours is working fine. We went through a site visit at the LCME, we're satisfied with it. So as far as spending extra money on it, I maybe it's worth it. And so let's talk about it.
All right, that could be a subject for a future session. If any of you use CQI software and you're either pro or con, maybe we can set something up.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? They talk about that in comments. You can put it in the comments.
Yes, put it in the comments. Perfect. I love it. Okay. Yay.
You were new to this.
Okay.
Your Excel spreadsheet have like colors, yellow, red, green, I like that idea too. It's like a quick visual of how you're doing. And I think it also, before we had the colors, I think people like, oh yes, here's your monitoring. But when you see red, it's like, oh, I need to do something about that. So
yeah, we definitely, we are red, yellow, green. And I am very, very particular, like nothing goes green unless it is 100% done deal done. Like if it needs a policy has to be done, whatever it needs, it has to be done before I will turn it green. Like that. Because I think that the risk is you're like, we're working on that policy, it's green. No, because a million things can come up that stop that policy from proceeding in whatever way your policies have to get approved. So it stays red or yellow until it's truly green.
Yes. Another interesting thing is with the CQI, it doesn't state anywhere in the DCI show your CQI policy, but when you read the white paper, I think it's from 2016, they talk about a policy on CQI. So we created one back then, but it's interesting that they don't ask for it as part of the DCI when you're submitting that. Does your school have anything?
So we do have a CQI policy, and I think it's exactly for that reason. So this is one of these areas where I do think it's confusing and where it could be much more clear. So several of the elements, as you know, like you said, have a white paper associated with them. And really you're responsible for doing anything that's in that white paper, right? They wrote it for a reason. And so for that reason, we did also create a CQI policy. And at this point, I would err on the side of caution, and I would not go into a site visit without having a CQI policy.
Yeah, agree. I mean, we have one, but I found it interesting that the white paper says you have to have one. The DCI doesn't say you need one, nor does the template that the reviewers have to fill out say, did they have a policy? But I don't know. It's one of those nuances.
It is indeed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're here to like show you. is kind of like, what do you really have to do to cover yourself and make sure everything is, all your T's are crossed and I's are dotted and all that stuff. Yep.
All right, well, what should we talk about next month?
Oh my gosh, is that, I guess that's really it. So I think, well, I don't know what's gonna happen on the call next month. I can't remember what the topic is.
I know the topic. It's students, the
Oh,
ISA.
so I think that's gonna be really good because I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what you can or can't do with the students to help them, or how far of a distance you have to keep from them, how you can guide them. So I think that will be great to hear about that, how to format their report. So that will be a really good one to break down. But yes, actually, we would love to hear from you if you have a LCME question that kind of gets at what I call the hidden curriculum. And the hidden curriculum is something kind of like what we were just talking about, where do you need a CQI policy or not, right? And doesn't say so in the element, but it does in the white paper, right? So some of these kind of hidden things that you really need to know about. Any questions, put it in the comments. Yes, yay, and we can address it. Yeah, yeah. So, right. So any topic that you would like to see us address, if you have a way of doing something that is just the bomb and you'd like to be a guest on our show, let us know, and we'd be happy to invite you and have a little conversation about that. And then we will see you next month after the Secretariat call, where we will break it down for you, all the confusion and bewilderment. We're gonna make it all better for you. Don't worry. All right, till next month.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.